Hi, thought I'd chime in my piece on the Indomitus pre-order yesterday, which in the gaming community is, well, it's all hype up until yesterday morning, and since then it's had all the, all the hate in the world. For those that don't know, Indomitus is the latest launch edition box set for Warhammer Thor 40,000 by Games Workshop. They've been hyping it up for months, saying there would be enough for everybody that wanted one to get one. They also said that this was a limited edition box set. Okay, when it was gone, it was gone. Now, what happened yesterday morning was, worldwide, wherever your time zone was, it went on sale at 10 o'clock, and by 10:15, quarter past 10, it was sold out. I will say I was one of the lucky ones. I think I managed to look at my order and I got one at 12 minutes past. So, but there are a lot of people that didn't get one. eBay is now flooded with people selling them 3-4 times the cost. The cost from Games Workshop was £150 British pounds per box. So so there's people selling them up to £450, and they're then charging delivery on top of that, which Games Workshop gave done for free. So there's a lot of really annoyed people. But some of what has happened, I can't hold GW accountable for. Some I can. So we'll start with the can. 3 times I got stuff through the website into my cart. I did intend to get the box and all the goodies that come with it, which would come to around £200. As it was, the box was £125. I got the a set of books that go with it for another £25. So it was £150 for me. And I was going to add more, that we should put it towards £200. But every time I got it into the cart to check it out, it crashed and I lost it all. I was lucky. On my third attempt, I got the books, the chapter 3 books, and the box into the cart, and I just said, sod it, check out now. Got it done as quick as possible before the website crashed again. And I mean, websites and game shops were crashing all over the country. Now, you're looking at a multi-million-pound international business. There's no reason for their web service to crash on something like this. As somebody who has run many servers, web servers, international distributed systems, when you've got that type of income invested and that big a customer base, and you're doing a launch event with a limited window, your infrastructure should most definitely be able to handle it. So that unforgivable. Telling everybody there would be enough for everyone to go round, and then they're not even anywhere near enough to go round. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a fifth, or if we're lucky, a tenth of the player base managed to get what they wanted. And keeping that hype going till the last moment, when it was quite clear earlier than that that there wouldn't be the numbers, that was problematic and should have been dealt with before the event. Now, I popped into my local bricks and mortar Games Workshop on the Friday, and speaking to the guy there that runs it, and he said he didn't even know how many copies he was actually going to get for the shop. So this is one of their own shops, and he said, you know, the people that had already told him they want it, we want one, you know, he knew he wasn't going to have enough for everybody. That's without additional walk-ins on the day. He was like, look, what I'm saying is don't try and pre-order off me, because I can't guarantee I can get it for you. Get on the website tomorrow morning and refresh and cross your fingers. You know, but up until a couple of days before, they was telling everyone you could have up to 6 boxes a household. Then a couple of days before, they dropped it to 3 boxes a household, and then 2, I think it was. And, you know, by now they would have seen that, you know, supply was outstripping demand. They should have at that point said 1. You know, so at least say there was 2 players in one household, they had the opportunity on launch day to have the box in their hands, and if need be, split the models between them. You know, they had a rule book they could both read. You know, there was an option. You know, better to have access to a copy than to not have anything at all. That's the way I see it. And so they made their mistakes, most of which I believe should be fixed, could have been fixed. There are rumours now of a second wave in August, which there's good and bad about, because there's a lot of people that sort of stretched to, you know, I know people that were trying to get hold of a box that didn't, but they had really made their money stretch to get one on the pre-release, so they had it on pre-release day. You know, and now they've been, oh yeah, you know, you can now sit on that money and get it in August. Well, you know, they've already gone without stuff to get it now. You know, they should have done something and said, yes, they said initially, you know, don't worry if you don't get it on the first attempt. You know, there will be a later attempt, to give people that option. If nothing else, that would have eased congestion. But in response to that, you know, they'll quite happily say, and they did, well, you know, what I'm about to say they did say was that, you know, it's not a starter set, it was a launch edition set, and when it was gone, it was gone. So, you know, they sort of covered their way. And when I went into my local Games Workshop, what I got told was the biggest limited box they've had up to now was the Sisters of Battle box, where, you know, they were surprised at the amount of people that wanted it. So when it come down time to lock down, you know, how many they wanted to order, they went, well, look, you know, this many people wanted this limited edition thing, but there's a lot more in this one, so they ordered 10 times as many. That's where they got their number from. They said, look, we'll do 10 times as many as we did last time. Now, if that figure was arrived at by a money man that, say, doesn't play the game, you know, he works in figures, he doesn't understand the law, the community, you know, every company has them, the people behind the scenes that basically do the admin. Then you could see why saying, 10 times will be enough. If you play the game, you know that this is a battle of one of a multitude of factions, and the biggest faction played in the game, and as well as another that has had a whole bunch of new models, are the 2 that are in this current box set. So of course, you know, I would say at least a third of the player base play Space Marines, the most popular faction. and half this box is Space Marines, where maybe 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 14, 15 people plays this as a battle. So, you know, so if somebody done the number, you know, say, oh, the 10 times, 15 times last time, whatever, if that came from somebody who actually plays and understands, then it's a mistake. You know, they severely got it wrong. But if it was a money man that said, hey, 10 times will be enough, that's what we can do, then, you know, either way, it means GW have got to look back and say, right, where was that decision taken? How do we stop this next time? Now, do they do a second release? Well, they said, you know, there's going to be starter boxes. They just haven't said when yet, you know, with all the stuff in for the new edition. There's only parts of this box which are limited edition. Not everything in it. A lot of the models now will be available in other boxes. So it's right. What do we now? My fear is that if they do a second release, how many people that stretched their money to get it now rather than wait are going to be left with ashes in their mouth, because suddenly what they went without for is completely devalued. You know, it's not that limited if after the limited edition sells out they make more. So, you know, there's a sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think what the best thing GW can do right now is let us know as soon as possible when the proper starter boxes are going to be available and what's in them. You know, they need to be doing that now. It's going to be somewhere in their catalogue. If they're not ready for 2 months, then say now, look, this is what there's going to be in 2 months. You know, let people know. Because, you know, I can understand mistakes happen, and the whole COVID-19 thing has certainly set the world on a back foot. No doubt that's led to some delays and some decisions and things like that. But you can't go back and change the past. What you can do is try and make amends. So, do you go into the workshop? Get off your butt. Put your hands in the air. Say, look, you guys have surprised us. We are the biggest miniature gaming company in the world because of the support of you guys. We're sorry for what's happened. This is how we can rectify it. And don't leave us hanging for weeks. Do it now. Right. Take care.